Veterans, it's Junior Bennett coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. I am 100% permanent total. In today's message, I am going to talk about the reasonable doubt rule, Title 38, Part 4.3. Title 38, Part 4.3. Why am I going to talk about this? Because this is going to be the foundation of your disability claim. I want you to write this down. Gilbert versus Derwinski. This is the actual case that was argued by lawyers in the highest court. Derwinski was the secretary of the VA. Okay, this veteran was hardcore. He was like a Navy SEAL with his claim. He went past the regional office. He went past the BVA, went all the way to the Court of Appeals of Veterans Claim. It's the CAVC. This is a court where you have 9 panel judges. It's sort of like the Supreme Court of the United States, okay? So what he did was he argued this case and said, listen, I have negative opinions from CMP examiner. I have my own positive opinions. And so the court ruled and said, you know what? Whenever you have a negative and a positive equipoise in the evidence, we're going to rule in the veteran's favor. It's sort of like in baseball when you got a runner going to the home plate, all right, and they get there at the same time. They're going to rule in the runner's favor. So I want you guys to understand the foundation of your veterans claim is that if you know that going in, it will behoove you to do a telephone consultation with me and to roll into the New Life Insider program if you see opportunities to get you to the end zone of 80 to 100%, because you know that the CMP examiner that you're going to go against, you probably already service connected and you went against the CMP examiner before. The numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Most veterans, 8 out of 10 veterans, are getting lowball because they don't understand the reasonable doubt rule, okay? If you understood that rule, you wouldn't have a whole lot of problems and headaches, because you're going to fill out an application with probably 5 or more disabilities. OSA, you're going to have tinnitus, all right? You're probably going to have a back issue. You're probably going to have migraines. You're probably going to have, what else? PTSD, something like that. These are 5 different disabilities, okay? And then they're going to talk about your service, okay? You served from 1991 to 1995. This is just my example, okay? With that reasonable doubt in mind, I know that I got to get that service connection done. That's the first order of business. So I have to service connect every last one of these. What's the element of service connection? Number 1, number 2, number 3. We got to have a diagnosis. If I'm talking too fast, to let me know. I'm from Alabama, okay? The second thing we got to have is evidence. We got to have evidence. Where do we get the evidence from? The service treatment records. Of course, if there's no evidence in your service treatment records, you got to file what we call a secondary claim. All right. There's got to be secondary. All right. So in my case, OSA was not in my service treatment records. I have to file secondary claims to what? Deviated septum. That's the only way that's going to fly. The third element is the most important element, because I served from 1991 to 1995, and I'm in 2019 trying to make this claim. Some of you guys are 2021 trying to make this claim for something that happened in the 80s, right? So you know you got to meet medical nexus letter. What is that? That's a medical link. That's a terminology they use. It's called a medical link. You got to have a licensed doctor, a specialist on your behalf to make a medical opinion that this is your current diagnosis has everything to do with your service in 1991 and 95. Okay. So if you got that done, kudos. That's a service connection. Then it comes to severity. The severity is going to determine your ratings. All right. You got this end zone of 80 to 100%. You got the CMP examiner as right there at the goal line. What's the CMP examiner's job to do? Make an opinion. Examine you and make an opinion. Ask you a bunch of questions according to a DBQ, all right, disability benefits questionnaire, and make an opinion. Is the opinion always in your favor? No, it's almost negative. They've studied your file before, the night before you came in, and guess what? They already made a decision. They just want to talk to you out of formality. Number 2, the VA rater. The VA rater wants to lowball you. It's like they got the bank account in their hand, that they control the VA's bank account, so they want to lowball rate you. Your severity is not as high. But if you met those 3 elements like we talked about down here and had a specialist to go against them and make a medical rationale in terminology, put that license on the line and telephone to be contacted back, what happens when you have a positive opinion from your own independent medical opinion, from your own specialist? What happens? Oh, now the CMP examiner is going to have to deal with Title 38, Part 4.3, the reasonable doubt rule, right? So Whenever you have a negative and a positive, they're going to rule in the veteran's favor. So bam, we just knocked them out. CMP exam is knocked out the box. Okay, now we're going to have the severities inside your medical nexus letter. We're going to also have, buddy statements, lay statements, and library articles from the federal government. And we're going to let them know how bad it is. Boom, we knocked the VA Raider out. Boom, we got a straight hole into the end zone. Tony Dorsett, Horseshoe Walker is not needed to get into the end zone. Your grandmama on a cane can get into the end zone when you know that 38 part 4.3 is working in your behavior, and you are going to the New Life Insider program to get a specialist, ladies and gentlemen, of the disability that you're currently suffering with. There is no need to go to the opponent of the appeals team. If you know that going in, you will never have to appeal another claim. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for you to pick up the phone, telephone consultation. Go to New Life Veterans. Let's look at your opportunities, whether they're direct or whether they're secondary. Let's look at how we can attach those to your existing direct if you're already connected, how we can increase that claim. Go into different specialists. If we need an orthopedic specialist, if we need a psychologist, whatever we need to go see, we know that Title 38 Part 4.3 is going to knock them out the box, okay? So I'll be looking forward to talking to you on the phone. New Life Veterans is going to change your life because we already know the reasonable doubt rule is going to work in your favor. Talk to you soon. God bless.